This year I wanted to dedicate some time to finding and photographing dippers. I spent a number of weeks across different seasons and different rivers searching for, observing and photographing these beautiful birds. My search began in winter, which quickly gave me an appreciation for just how resilient these small birds are. The video footage will hint at how cold it was. I recall the temperature being a few degrees below 0 Celsius and many stretches of river were completely frozen over, with any flowing water being bitingly cold. This is the very first dipper that I saw. I don't consider this to be a fantastic photograph, and I will show much better photos later in this video. However, it was a very important moment for me. It confirmed that there was at least one dipper in the area, and it gave me reason to spend more time here learning. Regardless of how cold it was, these little birds showed no hesitation whatsoever in diving into the icy water in their search for food, a task at which they were particularly adept. Braving the cold weather myself and exploring more of the river led me to discover that there was not one dipper here, but in fact two. Over the course of many days I enjoyed watching and photographing these birds, but for various reasons I struggled to get the photographs that I wanted. The secluded river never welcomed much sunlight, and the birds often preferred areas which didn't offer pleasing compositions. However, I discovered one spot the birds enjoyed, which only received sunlight at the end of the day. This allowed me to capture the following two images, which I was quite pleased with at the time. During the next few weeks I explored a number of different areas and different rivers searching for dippers. Often I found myself working in areas of low light due to the rivers being surrounded by trees, or because the rivers were surrounded by hills and mountains, all of which blocked sunlight. I had to deal with dapple light throughout the day, and I would frequently be photographing the dippers at sunrise or sunset, which of course made ISO and shutter speed considerations very important. This video footage and the following photographs were all captured when the sun was low in the sky and the river wasn't receiving any direct sunlight. I found it very rewarding to watch the dippers hunt for their favourite foods, which includes larvae and mollusks. Their ability to dive and walk underwater is incredible, and they can break down their food as required to get to the part that they want. Of course, not every area that I explored was dimly lit. Sometimes I would discover small sections of river lit with a pleasing sunlight. This provided me with encouragement and hope for what may be possible. It was then a case of waiting and observing to see what photographs I could create. Many hours of my time was spent watching dippers navigate along rivers. Their quick and confident movements were always a joy to watch. What is better than spending time watching one dipper? Of course, that would be two dippers. This is one of a few pairs of breeding dippers that I found. During my travels, I found some dipper nests, but I decided to keep well away from them. One reason was to leave the birds in peace near their nest at what is a sensitive time of year for them. The other and less important reason is that I think there are better photographs to be found away from any nest. This dipper here was gathering nesting material. Dippers can move very fast both above and below water, which can make them a challenge to photograph. Often I wasn't in a situation particularly suited to tripod use, so I captured the majority of my video and photographs handheld. I hope you enjoy the following photographs, which I feel capture the character of these dippers. anyone interested in purchasing a print of my work, I've made my 2 favourite dipper photographs available for purchase through my website. I'm very happy with the photographs and the prints, which are on display in my own home. I do my own printing and shipping, and any support is always greatly appreciated. I've now spent many hours in the company of these amazing birds that you have seen in this video, and I've loved every minute of it. I've tried to share some of my experience with you in this video, and I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for watching and for having an interest in my photography. It really means a lot. I hope to see you in my next video.